Well, hello, XENA. Hello, Marco. So, you ever know what film I came from? Oh yeah, Above the Law, the first Steven Seagal film that he played in. Well, XENA, I will say that I been through a lot of shit. Oh, yeah, I would think you have been when you had to work in the Vietnamese War, which a lot of folks thought should never have happened. And while the 4-1 Reichs were backing up South Vietnamese land, while Russland and Eastland were backing up North Vietnamese land, and the 4-1 Reichs pulled out, and North Vietnamese land overtook South Vietnamese land and became Vietnamese land. But anyway, I've been through a lot of wars myself. A lot of them too. I was a former fear striker and a former lord myself, Marco. Well but then that would make you a sinner and an outlaw. A sinner, yes. Outlaw, yes. But when you think of it, Marco, all men and all women are sinners. Very few of them become outlaws. So, I just want to say, what happened? Oh, what happened, XENA? I don't know what happened. What do you got against me? I may have wronged a lot of folks in my past, but I don't ever think I ever wronged you. And if you're mistaking me for the folks you dealt with in your film, Above the Law, well, think again, because I had nothing to do with them. Yeah, I heard sometimes you work for the CIA. What the needed wisdom, followership, that arm of the gathering law moat. Yeah, sometimes I work for them. But then again, you were working for them too during the time during the Vietnamese War. At least that's what the 4-1 Reichs call it. And Vietnamese land, they just call it the 4-1 Reich War. Anyway, but I had nothing to do with you. So unless you think that I should, unless you're gonna stop pointing having that gun at me, unless you're gonna shoot it. XENA, you know that if it came down to a fight, I would win that fight. How would you know? I know a fighting craft. Well, I know a fighting craft too. So we're even there. I have many skills, Marco. And I know you had many skills too. But I didn't do anything to you. Well, I guess you're right. I guess I made a mistake. Yes, you made a mistake. And get that gun out of my leer. Unless you want me to throw my flying ring at you and see how fast it would take for me to see if you could shoot your gun fast before I could throw my flying ring. Oh, the Toy Biz flying ring, huh? The one that you have a hard time keeping in your hand. Well, XENA, let me tell you something. The gun is mightier than the sword. The gun is mightier than the bow, or mightier than a bow and arrow. The gun is mightier than any other knife, sword, or bow, or arrow. You know, and it's more mightier than a flying ring. Yeah, you could be right about that. The gun, is very more mighty than all those other weapons of the past. Yeah, you just stand there like a weakling. Just stand there and shoot. There ain't nothing being a weakling. You know? But let me tell you something, XENA. Yes, the gun is more mightier than the sword or the knife. More mightier than the arrow. And more mightier than the flying ring. Yeah, well, I have many skills, Marco. So, unless you're a good uh, gunman, or shooter, or whatever you want to call yourself, I wouldn't be doing it. Because when I looked, you were a lawkeeper working in the 4-1 Reichs in the Chicago near lawkeepers. You never really got to Illinois earldom, did you? Or Illinois Reich. So, and I have a lot of onlook for lawkeepers, both in the Gaver, Reich, earldom, and near. Alright? Well, XENA, I'm glad to hear that you got onlook for the men and women of blue. You know, either be in the Gaver, Reich, earldom, or near. Well, yes, XENA said, I do got a lot of onlook for lawkeepers, as well as rest keepers, too. And I'm sorry about all the things that happened to you. But you should not take it out on me, because I'm not the one who wronged you. Whoever wronged you, it was not me. You're right, XENA, I'm sorry. You can forgive me? Yes, Marco, I'll forgive you. So, before I leave, what did you think of my film, Above the Law? I thought it was a good film. I liked it. It was the first film that Steven Seagal ever show played in, had show run it in, and did some writing for, and was a stuntman for. Well, at least you liked my film. I thought there should be a follow-up film one day. You would think, Above the Law 2? Yeah. Alright. That was me talking with Marco from Above the Law, this first Steven Seagal film that Steven Seagal show played in, did stunts in, and did the in. I don't know, I don't think he did any stunts in it. I don't think he was a stunt overseer of it, but he was a show player, and I think he was one of the film runners of it, and he was one of the writers of it, and the first film that he ever played. And if you like this film, follow me over here at XENA Melinda Pappas, and the next time you see me, I should be in a smaller offshoot of myself, because I'm getting another doll of myself coming from Walmart's website. So anyway, I, XENA Melinda Pappas, XENA Fighter Elderling, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.